They say that the future of humanity is virtual, a place where our personalities are uploaded, and every moment of our life is played out in cyberspace. But what do they know? Ford Mustang. The future belongs to those who build it.
Hockey New Zealand's coverage of the Ford National Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Ford New Zealand in association with our hosts Tauranga Hockey and the Tauranga City Council, and thanks to key partners Tect, Trillion Trust, Educare, and Vantage Windows and Doors, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Tauranga Hockey Centre in Blake Park, Mount Maunganui, as we get ready for the business end of the Ford National Hockey League. It's the time for the first of the NHL finals, the Women's K-Cup between North Harbour, Tiger Turf North Harbour and Mark Cromie Holden Northland. A game we've been looking forward to. Northland, the defending champions of the Women's K-Cup. Northland looking for their very first title in the 21st and final season of the NHL in its current format. I'm Brenton Vanessaroy. With me in commentary is Anita McLaren. But before we delve into this game, let's go sideline to Nigel Gregory.
I'm joined by Alana Laybourne from Northland. You're in the final and hot conditions out here. Your team ready to play in this sort of a heat?
Yeah, well, we're from Northland and Whangarei, so we're the sunny north, so we love this kind of weather, so hopefully we're used to it out there today.
The girls are reasonably quiet and talking in there. Is it a quiet confidence or they're relaxed before the game?
Oh, I think, it's pretty hard to stay relaxed before a big final, but I feel like they've got the belief and the confidence in themselves, and they're just quietly doing their jobs today, keeping it as normal as possible, so it's just another game.
Fantastic. And what's the strength of your sides that are going to get you victory today if you can?
Oh, I think the teamwork out there today is going to get us through. We're a real team. We've built every game on our teamwork and our confidence, and so I think the whole unit will get us through the game today.
Well, congratulations for getting here and good luck for the final. Thank you very much for your time, Alana.
Thank you very much.
And now welcome in Sam Bartholomew from North Harbour. Good afternoon, Sam. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
And how are you feeling before the final?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be an exciting battle. Both teams have been playing really well throughout the week, so yeah, it should be a good contest.
Yesterday, a loss to Canterbury, but you played a very, very good game. Did it dent the confidence at all?
No, so we sort of knew what result we had to get, and we were able to close the match out and get that result we needed. So yeah.
And injuries and health-wise, how's the team?
Yeah, not too bad. Yep, we've there's always the niggles throughout the week, but we're good to go. Good
on you. Well, congratulations. Good luck for your game today, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Nigel Gregory, our sideline eye, catching up with the two coaches, and Angeline Waitford and also Sam Bartholomew from the respective sides, Mark Cromie Motor Group Northland and Tiger Turf North Harbour. As we get ready for this final, the Women's K-Cup. Who will it be? Will it be Northland or North Harbour lifting that cup in around an hour's time? Hockey coming up. I'm Brenton Vanessaroy. With me in commentary is Anita McLaren. And Anita, a lot of black sticks, past and present again on show, as we've been saying throughout the weekend. But who do you look for, I suppose, firstly, with the North Harbour side on screen?
Yeah, it's really exciting to see so many Black Sticks out there. You've got Kirsten Pearce, Brooke Roberts, she's in goal, Steph Dickens, Kate Irish is in the national wider squad, so they've got some great experience behind them there. And you've got former Black Sticks player Erin Goad as well that you'll see featuring out for the North Harbour side.
Yeah, and then look out for a couple of Argentinians as well, and Julia Gomez and Luli Sanguinetti as well. They're two guest players from Argentina for North Harbour. And here's the Northland side as well, and I suppose Anita starts and finishes with their three current Black Sticks.
Yeah, they've got some pretty experienced Black Sticks players out there. Stacey Mickelson, you're going to see her featuring a lot in this match. She's had a lot of tussles, but, you know, if she's on fire, I'd probably back Northland here. You've got Ella Gunson and Brooke Neal at the back, really strong, and you've got you've got an international guest player from the Hockeyroos, Naomi Evans. So it's going to be a really tight contest, and I can't wait to watch this one unfold.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. Beautiful day again here in Mount Maunganui for this one. The culmination of the Women's K Cup. The finals underway between Tiger Turf, North Harbour and Mark Cromie, Holden Northland. As Northland with the first use of possession, trying to get right onto that circle edge, into that pocket baseline. No joy as far as that first up effort, but still with possession, Northland. A bit breezier here at the Tauranga Hockey Centre than it was for day one. That wind picking up as the day has progressed. Still beautiful conditions for both the fans and the players alike. If you are in the area, get down here. Still plenty of seats available as well. There's North Harbour looking to defend here as Ella Gunson makes a run into the circle. It remains Northland ball, long corner. The ball came off a North Harbour stick once more, so North Harbour pinned inside their defensive zone to start with here. Bit of a chat. The umpires want the players to stop messing about, I think, in that circle.
You can really see how tough they're marking Stacey Mickelson in the centre of the goal mouth there. She's really dangerous, and as you can, yeah, and especially the Argentinians, I've played against her before as well, so I think they know what's up their sleeves, so they'll be trying to disrupt her in the circle there.
Yeah, absolutely. There have been a number of great tussles between New Zealand and Argentina over the years, and I'm sure both Gomez and Sanguinetti for Argentina have come up against Stacey Mickelson. Big international games. Now they're in a Ford National League final in the Women's K Cup. North Harbour, of course, the defending champions, to go back-to-back. And Northland have never won the Women's K Cup. So I know it's something that Stacey Mickelson and Ella Gunson have been wanting for some time. Big opportunity for them here this afternoon. And Northland settling the better of the two sides. Spreading the ball across the field, Northland. Trying to open up the play. North Harbour, though, will get possession as that pass was a bit awry. Northland back with it in their stick. There's Pelmer, one of the under-18 players in the Northland team. Trying to slip it through to one of those key players we talked about for New Zealand and also for Northland as well. And now Northland trying to spin inside the circle, but too slow. Northland reading that well low and able to defend. North Harbour, chance to declare.
Kat Henry's on the ball here. It's great to see her back out on the field because a few years ago she'd had a really bad knee injury which took her out of it when she was in the Black Stick squad, so it's great to see her out there playing again, and it just shows you that no matter if you have a bad injury, you can work really hard and get back out onto that field.
Yeah, there are a few unfortunate serious injuries in the game of hockey. It's always great to see players come back from that adversity, and now pouring forward to North Harbour with their first attacking raid of the game. Into the circle they go. Can they get the cross in front of goal? Yes, they can. One shot, two shots, and it's going to be a penalty corner. So, great first attacking raid for Tiger Turf North Harbour as they bound forward into the circle and earn themselves a PC just 3.5 minutes in.
There's been a lot of this here. Great effort here by Steph Dickens to have a great breakaway and get the ball in. But what you've been seeing is from the run of play, Northland's had most of the ball there, but then now Harbour have earned themselves a PC. So it just makes sure you're really switched on at the back there. And it'll be interesting what they pull out here for North Harbour.
So Kirsten Pearce, another member of that Black Stick squad, she will take. Players waiting at the top of the circle. Looks like a direct effort, and it's a goal. So the North Harbour team strike their first PC 4 minutes in, and they score directly from it. North Harbour 1, Northland 0. We get to see a replay of this effort. Well controlled, well trapped, and the drag flick to the right of the goalkeeper. And North Harbour, what a start. It had been all Northland. Hadn't it, Anita McLaren, but Harbour striking with pretty much their first opportunity.
Yeah, it was a great execution there by Steph Dickens to pop that past the goalie. And yeah, against the run of play, we seem to be seeing that a lot at the start of these games. But, there's still a lot of game time to go. So hopefully for the spectators and everyone here, there'll be a few goals that will still be to come.
So from Kirsten Pearce, one member of the Black Sticks Oceania Cup squad, to another in Steph Dickens. The goal scored by North Harbour. They draw first blood, but Northland have showed they're up for the contest here. Stacey Mickelson, one of the danger players for Northland. She's their top goal scorer with 4 goals. Look to her in those advanced areas. So look to her midfield play as well. There's now Northland with an opportunity to bring some numbers forward, get them inside the North Harbour circle, but unable to execute that time. Good tackle by North Harbour. Now North Harbour making their way down this right flank. Numbers coming forward for them. Into the circle, or the edge of the circle they go. Good tackle made, though, by Northland defensively that time round. Stopping their momentum. There's Northland now making their way up that right-hand side. A good crowd in attendance for this Women's K-Cup final, as you'd expect in the Ford National Hockey League. They're now trying to change the point of play. Ella Gunson, the captain for Northland. Another Black Stick, of course. More than 200 games for New Zealand now, Ella Gunson. Just trying to find a bit of room in that pocket in that right-hand side, but unable to do so this time. Well, read by North Harbour. They cut it out and then clear their lines over halfway. Northland making their way back inside Harbour territory, but then give it away rather easily. Harbour now look to spread the play to Hanman, who then loses it. Now Northland have it, but then they also judged to have fouled. So free hit to Harbour. The overhead comes in, unable to be taken down by Northland. Now Harbour have it through Mattia Harris. They work their way down that right flank. Quickly taken from the sideline. Unable to find a player there reaching towards the baseline. I think it was Josephine Ackroyd was trying to get on the end of that one, that pass. Unable to do so. So now Northland will attempt to play out from the back. There's a nice overhead. Very cleverly done into open space. Now Northland unable to break through though. Harbour nice and tight in there in the midfield, making life difficult for Northland. And now they'll quickly try and turn defence into attack. Lovely pick up there on the edge of the stick for Northland, but running out of room and over the sideline. Now Harbour will try and crash this one into the circle. Do well, reverse stick effort saved by the keeper. And then I think finding a foot on a leg of the Harbour player. So free hit awarded. Northland come back down the other way. Unable to control though, unfortunately, for Ullabrun. Now North Harbour back the other way once more. Harbour. They give up possession now. So it was a good opportunity just before for Harbour. The reverse stick. Well saved in goal by Northland. And now Northland coming back down the other way. Nice ball, bringing Ella Gunson onto the play. Gunson, though, can't find one of her teammates inside the circle. North Harbour do well to repel that attacking raid by Northland, but the pressure hasn't been completely released yet because Northland still with the ball on their stick. Brooke Neal looking long for Northland to Ella Gunson, the captain of the Northland side. She loses out on possession, but will continue to fight as Harbour player dives to knock it down the field. Comes off a Northland stick and over the sideline. Now Harbour with a bit of space centrally. Goes back and try to find the North Harbour teammate. Breakdown in communication there. Now Northland breaking forward. Here's one of the danger players for Northland, and Stacey Mickelson making her way onto the edge of the circle. Great stick control into the circle. Now reverse stick on target. Just couldn't get a Northland stick deflection in front of the goalkeeper, but that's just an illustration right there, Anita McLaren, of what Stacey Mickelson can do.
Yeah, she's got some phenomenal, just amazing skills. You can see she's got an inside-out drag, so it's a little bit different to what you'd typically see. And you can just see her breaking through the lines there and getting an opportunity to score. With her, you just got to track with her, be patient, make sure when she has that shot that you're really putting the pressure on her. But she's a very skillful and quick player, so she's always going to get that shot away.
Yeah, so a let off there for North Harbour. They retain their advantage. Another PC, I believe, for North Harbour, so they have made the most of their opportunities in the circle. That's 2 PCs that Northland's given away now from only 3 or 4 circle penetrations for North Harbour. Getting the instructions from the sideline is Catherine Henry, who joins in the penalty corner battery. It'll be Kirsten Pearce to take again. Interesting to see if it'll be the same combination of Pearce and Dickens. Scored the first for North Harbour from a penalty corner. Pearce to take. It's well trapped and looking towards that stick side again, and I think that's an absolute repeat, is it, for North Harbour? So they have second goal, and I think that came off the back of the keeper and in, so unfortunate for the goalkeeper, but North Harbour, 2 PCs, 2 goals.
Again, great execution here from Steph Dickens. Unfortunate there for the goalie, it's just come off her and gone into the net. But, you know, you've got to take the opportunities when they arise, and they've been really clinical, Harbour. So, you know, 2-0 up, they'll be very happy with that in the first quarter.
Yeah, incredibly clinical. And here's another replay of that shot, and it looked like it was partially saved, maybe even hit the post, and then coming off the back of the keeper. And so Harbour, 2 goals to the good in this Women's K-Cup final in the Ford National Hockey League here at the Tauranga Hockey Centre, Blake Park, Mount Maunganui. As Northland just try to get a goal back now as they crash one into the circle, looking for a deflection. It doesn't come. And Harbour will have a chance to restart from just outside their circle. Taken. Harbour. Poor pass there straight to a Northland player. Well read by Northland. Now working out into this pocket, just the left-hand side, working baseline. Trying to come into the circle, Northland. And that's come off a Harbour player. Long corner to come for the Mark Cromie Holden Northland team. Ella Gunson trying to work that around the circle. It's going to spit out here to the right-hand side. Now trying to work their way baseline. Instead cuts one back, but only straight to a Harbour player. Now North Harbour making their way towards halfway and over it with a lovely pass. Finally, I think Kirsten Pearce, that is, now trying to flick it through into the centre. Unable to do so. So well cut out by Northland in the end. And now Northland with possession. A bit of time, but North Harbour continue to harass. Not going to make it easy for Northland to get out of their own half. And good, strong tackle there by Harbour. And Harbour then unable to quickly turn that defence into attack. But good interception that time by Kate Ivory for North Harbour. As Neil get us back underway for Northland. Harbour will be forced to defend once more. If Northland can force their way back into Harbour territory, and they're going to go with the overhead. Well, it's well cut out. Miss it overhead. Harbour come up with it, and they get running forward. And over the baseline it goes. So a long corner for Harbour. Already had 12 minutes of action in this Women's K-Cup final. And already a couple of goals too. Now, swung across goal. There's a Harbour player there waiting to try and deflect it past the goalkeeper for their third. This time it wasn't to be. And safely for Northland, it goes over the baseline, but North Harbour looking very, very dangerous in front of goal.
Yeah, they're really taking their opportunities. I think they haven't had as many chances, well, at the start as Northland has, but they've just been really crucial, especially with those penalty corners, and it just shows you how important it is to take your opportunities when they come and how important a set piece is.
Wind starting to come through the Tauranga Hockey Centre here, as you can hear on our fixed mic as well. A windy old afternoon, Mount Maunganui, but a beautiful day as well. Still great conditions to watch and play the game of hockey in this the final day of the 21st season of the Ford National Hockey League. That's the penultimate game we'll be bringing to you on our live stream. The Women's K-Cup final. We have the Men's Challenge Shield final between Tiger Turf North Harbour and Auckland to come from 4:15. So make sure you stay with us. Plenty of top quality hockey action to come. It's been an absolute privilege to bring you those 8 games over 2 days. That's another mazy dribble right through the heart of North Harbour. She's still going. Stacey Mickelson. What a performance by Stacey Mickelson. Almost like she had some kind of force field around her. No one could get near the ball, and she's earned Northland a PC. A great mazy dribble by one of the Black Sticks' very best, captain, of course, of New Zealand, Stacey Mickelson, and making her way off a foot of a North Harbour player. Another simple decision by the umpire. So, Northland, their first PC of the game. North Harbour have had a couple, and they've scored from both of them. Now, Northland are going to have to be just as damaging here. Stacey Mickelson takes. Northland, I think it was Brooke Neal with the effort. Well dealt with by Harbour's defensive unit to deny Brooke Neal. Northland still in possession, still pinned inside Harbour territory, but it's a lot more congested in these kind of areas. Well dealt with by Harbour, who earn a free hit as time starts to tick away in this opening period of the Women's K-Cup final. Overhead, final odd distance down the field, but Northland's still in possession, and they'll have the final opportunity, you'd think, to attack and launch something downfield. And the Northland players trying to make it the way around this press of North Harbour, and do so very well, making the good progress down this right flank. Now trying to feed a teammate, but cut out by Harbour. So Northland, with the dying seconds of this game, can they get one final opportunity here? They know they have to play quickly, try and get it into the circle. Free hit goes North Harbour's way, and that will do it for the opening period. So North Harbour leading Northland 2-0. 2 goals to Steph Dickens from penalty corners. Very well executed. Northland unable to keep out Harbour, who have pretty much, I'd say, had 3 opportunities and scored from 2 of them. Northland have had their chances. They've had their circle penetrations. They've probably had the better share of possession as we see this first goal from Steph Dickens. A great penalty corner, high over the stick side of the keeper. As we see a replay of that one. And then the second goal, which I think collected a bit of the keeper and then came in off the keeper into the goal. So North Harbour 2, Northland 0. Still plenty of time, Anita McLaren, for this Northland team to come back.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time, and I know that Northland side will be out there firing, and they'll keep building from their game. They've had plenty of opportunities, and they've just been unlucky to not be clinical in their defensive circle for those penalty corners. But credit to Harbour, they've had opportunities, they've been threatening, they've put the pressure on Northland, and then also executing your penalty corners. You've got to be happy with the 2-0 lead in the final in the first quarter.
And North Harbour, of course, the reigning champions, so looking to defend the Women's K Cup. They've won it 4 times in their history. Northland has never won it. Northland doing well to bounce back from their 6th place finish last year in the Women's K Cup in the Ford National Hockey League, and now in the final, but they're not satisfied with the final appearance, silver medal. They want that inaugural title. There's no doubt about that. And a special thanks to our Ford NHL partners who have made this all possible throughout the last 9 days. Ford, the naming rights sponsor of the Ford National Hockey League, the Tauranga City Council, Tect, Trillium Trust, Educare, Kookaburra, and of course Vantage, the principal partner of Hockey New Zealand. As we're underway, quarter number 2 of the Women's K Cup final. North Harbour with that 2-goal advantage. Northland looking to go straight on attack to start this second period. Nice little turn there in midfield to open up a bit of space. Now trying to work down into this pocket on this right-hand side. Northland, the edge of the circle, knocked away for a long corner. The Northland, almost as they did to start the game, having the early possession. But can they create the opportunity? Can they, most importantly, find the breakthrough? Fortunately, it goes back to Northland's stick. Now on the edge of the circle, but Harbour come away with it, earn the free hit, and a chance to clear. Harbour will look long, unable to find that lead runner though, so Northland will get it back on their stick. Chance to feed it back into that circle. I'll go back though to start with. Just change the point of attack. From the left, they go to the right here. It sounds like we can hear one of those Fords in the background. Yeah, Mount Maunganui is now switching the point of attack. Is Steph Dickens back with Northland as they switch to the left once more. And it's interesting in that game we covered yesterday, Anita McLaren, we didn't see much of Steph Dickens, so clearly North Harbour were building up to the final somewhat. Maybe the fresher of the 2 leagues, because Northland had to win yesterday to be here.
Yeah, I definitely felt yesterday North Harbour did not, they definitely kept some in the tank, which is obviously helping them out there today. So it's great to see them out there. I think they're being a lot more clinical on their passes. And being 2-0 up, they actually have they can play with it at the back there and not waste some time, but still some time, can save the legs so that when they do go forward that they can go with speed and purpose. But yeah, so it's good to see them out there firing, but you want a close game, so hopefully Northland get that fire in their belly as well and keep going as they have been, and just been a little bit more clinical in that attacking circle.
Yeah, and harassing from the front as well, that press from North Harbour, which Northland have had some difficulties at times getting through. Now at the stick of the most reliable player in their squad, and Stacey Mickelson. And she tries to weave her way through that return pass, not finding its target though this time. And Harbour, a chance to relieve the pressure. And the overhead coming from Dickens. Taken down well by Brooke Neal, but Brooke Neal has her attempted pass pinched by Kirsten Pearce. Pearce making her way downfield. Can she find a teammate? No, she can't, because it's knocked away by Northland. Now Harbour have it. Oh, a cross goal it goes. A player diving at that back stick, trying to get the deflection. It's not to be though. Led off for Northland once more. That time coming in from Sanguinetti, coming into that back stick, and not quite there in time.
Yeah, it was a great wee play there, but that's, like I was saying, with the rested legs, they got forward, all the Harbour players got forward, they had the 2 players in there. It was a great steal there from Kirsten Pearce off Brooke Neal, and to get forward, get that free hit, keep going, and having that support play as well, and great skills there by the Argentinian to do a little left to right and get that shot across, but just unfortunate there on that post.
Now Northland back at it. Stacey Mickelson pulling the strings, going into that right pocket. Can they make a decent contact in the circle? Not this time, but they get it back cheaply from North Harbour. Still on the stick of Northland. Stacey Mickelson, if anyone ever looks like they've got the ball on the string, it's her, but not to be this time. At turnover, North Harbour steal it. Back to Northland, though. Now Northland coming forward down that right flank. Feeling good inroads. Ball comes in the cross. Only one Northland player there on 3 North Harbour bodies. And couldn't get the touch on it.
The credit there to North Harbour's defence at the moment. They're really congesting that circle and making it so tough for Northland to get in there and get good touches. They're panicking a little bit and just hitting it in. I think they just need to work it a little bit, play the little corners here, and yeah, hopefully the goals will come for them.
Gunson there trying to do just that, find a teammate in front of the goal. There's a couple of Northland players there, but it was, well, cut out by Harbour. Harbour keeping their feet away from things as well. Don't want to give up another penalty corner. Brooke Neal was denied with her first opportunity, but we've seen what Harbour can do from penalty corner time. You want to limit those opportunities to the opposition. You're just joining us and you missed the Women's K-Cup bronze medal match. It was Canterbury beating John Turkington Forestry Central Mystics. Both of those sides had a number of penalty corner opportunities. Very few taken, though. In the end, Canterbury, the more efficient in front of goal, coming out on top of Central. And Northland need to find a few ways into the circle and a few opportunities to break this very resolute and strong North Harbour defence. Stacey Mickelson tries to find Ella Gunson, who can't control the overhead, unfortunately. It goes over the sideline, so North Harbour a chance now to relieve the pressure. Harbour prepared to go deep inside their defensive zone. Try and find an opening, to try and find the spare player. Tries to knock it past the opposition player, and Sanguinetti then comes up with the loose ball. The Argentinian player, well defended, but then earns the free hit. Looking downfield to line that lead runner. Opportunity here from Harbour as they work their way onto the edge of the circle. Inside now on the baseline, but given a free hit away. Instruction called there on the Harbour player, on Tori Robinson. As what looked like a promising move, came to nothing for Harbour on that occasion. And now Northland again dribbling through. Stacey Mickelson, an absolute wizard, isn't she, at times? And that time winning another penalty corner, almost an exact replay from what we had about 5 minutes ago. And we'll see the actual replay of it. But once she gets on the ball, just so comfortable dribbling through traffic. Players just can't get at the ball despite being so close to it. And then one player overcommits, draws the foot in, says, "Thank you very much, Sophie Ryder, for your foot. I'll take that." And earns a PC for the Mark Cromie Holden Northland women. And Mickelson, after that run, will take. No surprise that she's got bandages on both knees. She'll throw herself around the turf. Mickelson to take. Top of the circle goes Brooke Neal. I don't know if that was deliberate or whether they decided to change up and go with a variation, but it seems like the trap wasn't quite clean, wasn't in her wheelhouse to have a swing at that and to have a flick at it, Brooke Neal. So it comes to nothing for Northland. It's that execution at PC time, penalty corner time, which is so important. And Northland not quite able to have the success in that area, especially not compared to the very clinical North Harbour team that's twice scored from penalty corners, both to Steph Dickens.
Northland will be pretty disappointed with their results at the attacking penalty corners, purely because you've got Stacey Mickelson pulling out, you've got Ella Gunson trapping and Brooke Neal flicking, which is pretty much New Zealand Black Sticks' #1 battery, so they'll be a little bit disappointed they haven't quite got these away yet. But credit to Harbour's defence, have been out on top of them, so they haven't been able to get those great shots away.
Yeah, it's a great point. All that experience from the New Zealand setup. I expect a bit better at this level from that trio, but they've been denied twice. Second wasn't quite clean enough. Brooke Neal didn't have the opportunity. Tried to go in the end for pass the ball to a teammate from the top of the circle. And here goes Stacey Mickelson once more. Will it end up for her this time? No, the ball just knocked away from Stacey Mickelson. Then a teammate tries to earn a penalty corner, unable to do so, but Northland still in possession as the ball goes over the sideline. Now working that baseline this time is Jessica Polo. Polo unable to find a foot of a North Harbour player. Now we'll look to find a teammate or take it herself and go baseline once more. Once you don't succeed, try again. That was the policy there. Then just good cross in, but North Harbour got to it first. And then we see another long corner for Northland. Harbour, though, cut this one out. Well done to North Harbour. Sanguinetti will look deep. The Argentinians in this North Harbour side. International guest player. Valuable experience will be called on. As you can see, a great crowd in attendance here at the Tauranga Hockey Centre. But if you are around, still a whole second half to come. So if you're in the area, get down here. Beautiful weather. The wind's even died down as well from some 10 minutes ago. Otherwise, stay with us here as we'll bring you live streaming coverage. Myself, Brenton Vinisroy, and Anita McLaren, former Blackstick, of course, decorated New Zealand representative, providing expert comments of all the women's matches over the weekend. And that's well taken down by North Harbour as Tiger Turf North Harbour look to go straight out on attack. Opportunity here if they can get this cross in. Cut out by Northland, but again off a foot. I think that time Brooke Neal giving up the PC. So they'll be trudging back to behind the goal, getting on the mast and thinking, well, we haven't been able to defend the last two. How do we defend this one? And in the end, there was not much that Brooke Neal could do to avoid a foot on that one. And North Harbour will go back to their penalty corner battery. They've been 2 from 2 today. What can they come up with in the third time? Want to beat an exact repeat? Well, why not? If it works twice, why not continue it?
Yeah, you'd hope as that if it wouldn't be able to work for the third time, but, you know, if it's working well, keep at it.
Erin Goad, though, this time to take rather than Kirsten Pearce, who's off the field at the moment, so we might see a bit of a change in variation. And it is fake from the front and flicked out again to Steph Dickens, though. Steph Dickens that time can't beat one of the Northland defenders, so Northland diffuse that situation well. So it was a variation from Harbour, but unable to convert that time. So 2 from 3 penalty corner time now.
That was a great chase there by the Harbour player to just stop Stacey Mickelson finding that searching pass to their high player. So it's great desperation, and that's something that you want to see from your strikers, getting chased back hard and put your body on the line.
Yeah, especially from a penalty corner when you're usually outnumbered in that kind of area as well. So North Harbour doing very well from that situation. Now, going to come across goal. I think that was Kirsten Pearce trying to spare that across goal. One of the North Harbour players got on the end of it, but it goes wide. As you see a replay of this one coming in. North Harbour player tries to get to it, but unable to get the contact they wanted. And out it goes, safely past the Northland goal. Not too much on that attempted effort as well. That time by Northland, so Harbour will restart with the ball at their stick. Only 3.5 minutes remaining in this opening half here of the Women's K-Cup final between Tiger Turf, North Harbour and Mark Cromie Holden, Northland. And Northland still searching for a goal. Has almost found a way through to Northland's lead runner there. Stacey Mickelson not quite well cut out by North Harbour. Now North Harbour look long, well read by Northland. And now quickly turn defence into attack, and that's fortuitously sneaks through a crowd of bodies. Comes to Stacey Mickelson, who gives out the free hit. She has been closely marked by Julia Gomez, who's been on her whenever she's been on the field. Certainly been an assignment to try and deny Stacey Mickelson the ball and when she is on the ball, try and limit her opportunities. Now opening up the play was Steph Dickens. Now to this left-hand side as the long ball overhead comes. Can this one be chased down? Yes, just kept in play. Good chase by North Harbour and earning the free hit there as well. So good work. And that baseline there. Now we'll try and open it into the goal. Oh, the goalkeeper comes to try and bat it away and completely missed it. And that could have gone anywhere. Fortuitously for Northland, not in the goal. It remains 2-0, Harbour over Northland. Northland now going to work down this right flank. Nice play there as they'll try and get to the baseline. Marked closely by Steph Dickens. He's been a massive factor in this game. 2 goals from penalty corners. That's a good little robbery there in midfield. And now North Harbour can streak downfield. Kirsten Pearce with a great little interception there. And now manages to dribble all the way down before she thought she was fouled. Didn't get it. Falling to the turf and Northland able to clear. Now Harbour will go back all the way back to their 22. But now they push forward on this right-hand side. A bit of space opening up now, and a nice little space in this pocket if they can get the cross, but just unable to control. No pressure on. Just not able to execute. Tried to really complete the move and really in the head before it was executed on the field. And now Northland back with it as we tick under a minute remaining. Stacey Mickelson tries to turn playmaker, diving full stretch to try and get the end of that Stacey Mickelson pass. Was Naomi Evans, Hockey-Roo international guest player, played for Australia late last year. And now with this Northland side, we haven't seen much of her, but Stacey Mickelson almost found Evans. Evans unable to deflect it past the Harbour goalkeeper. Now Northland with one final raid in this half. Can they come up with something? No, they give away the free hit. And Harbour can take their time now and just soak up the final few seconds, and that will do it for the first half. So North Harbour with 2 goals from penalty corners, both from Steph Dickens, part of the Black Sticks setup. And it's North Harbour 2 leading Northland 0. And Anita McLaren, it's a pretty impressive performance, just so clinical from North Harbour. Northland have thrown a lot at them, just haven't found the openings North Harbour's created.
Yes, Northland's had a lot of opportunities, so they've just been unlucky, but you need to make sure that you're being really clinical in that attacking circle and take those opportunities. I think they've still got a lot more to give. There's still a full half, but credit to Harbour, they've taken their opportunities, they've fought really hard, they've defended really well. They've managed, Stacey's had a few opportunities in there, but they've managed to control her as well. So, there's still a full second half, but as Harbour going in 2-0 up, you'd be pretty happy at half-time.
Yeah, absolutely. Half-time here in the Women's K-Cup final at the Tauranga Hockey Centre. And it is Tiger Turf North Harbour leading Mark Cromie Holden Northland 2-0.
They say that the future of humanity is virtual. A place where our personalities are uploaded. And every moment of our life is played out in cyberspace. But what do they know? Ford Mustang. The future belongs to those who build it.
Hockey New Zealand's coverage of the Ford National Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Ford New Zealand in association with our hosts Tauranga Hockey and the Tauranga City Council, and thanks to key partners Tect, Trillion Trust, Educare, and Vantage Windows and Doors, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Tauranga Hockey Centre, Blake Park in Mount Maunganui. A great crowd in attendance for the Women's K-Cup final in the Ford National Hockey League. It's half-time here. North Harbour leading Northland 2-0. Both goals from Blackstick squad member Steph Dickens from penalty corners. Northland have had their opportunities. In fact, they've had the greatest share of possession and chances inside the circle, but have unable to be able to find a way past that North Harbour defence. And there's that first goal coming in, a good save height, but unfortunately the keeper couldn't get it. Steph Dickens beating the keeper, and then there's that first one there, right in the corner. Must be said that was a good execution there. And then the second one, not quite the same height, somehow coming off the keeper and into the goal. See a good replay of it from this front-on angle as well. Certainly got a bit of a deflection and somehow found its way past the keeper. And unfortunately for Northland, that is 2 goals to Tiger Turf North Harbour from Steph Dickens from penalty corners. And Mark Cromie holding Northland a lot of work to do as we now wait to see what the two coaches will be talking about, see how these two teams come out in the second half. Anita McLaren, what are you expecting from Northland? Is there something they can do differently, apart from try and defend the penalty corner better? But what can they do to try and get their way back into the game?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting what they do. I think you're going to see a full press. You might even see Stacey Mickelson burst up into a striker as well to try and get the, if you can get the ball up to her there, she's up another layer, so she's got those opportunities to score. But she's great in the midfield as well. Brooke Neal, she's doing well at the back there, but can she be better? Can we get those balls through to Stacey Mickelson? Elegance and getting those combinations. So, it'll be interesting what happens, but I'm excited to see for the second half. It's still game on. It's only 2-0. We've seen a bigger comeback at this point in time.
Yeah, as the water cannons are on in full effect, coming into our commentary position here as well, making sure it's not just the fans who are getting wet and the players, it's also us up here above the dugouts as well. The wind coming a bit into our commentary position, just giving us a bit of a refreshing bit of water coming in after a lovely day here in Mount Maunganui once again, as we see the crowd in attendance here at the Tauranga Hockey Centre, Blake Park in Mount Maunganui. And expect it to continue to build. We've still got the men's final to come, so stay with us here because we have the men's final from 4:15. That is Auckland up against Tiger Turf North Harbour. So another North Harbour team in the men's final as well. But very much our focus right now is on this women's final and whether North Harbour can go back-to-back in what is the 21st and final season of the Ford National Hockey League in its current format, moving to a provincial model next year. So North Harbour wanting to take out that K-Cup, lift it above their heads as we can see the players come out of the changing rooms for the second half. Obviously a very happy man is Sam Bartholomew, giving the shaka brat to the camera there. Very happy with how his women have gone in the first half an hour. And not so for the Northland side, and Angeline Waitford, who sees her troops down 2-0, both from set piece, both from penalty corners. And we'll see how they respond in this second 30 minutes and see whether they can get on the end of some of their opportunities, which they've no doubt been creating in the first half an hour, and put them in the back of the net. You see a few puddles now on the turf, unfortunately, after the Cannons have been trying to deal with not just the sun, but also the wind as well. And so creating a few puddles as the ball kids getting back into position. The players will soon join them on the turf and we'll get back underway. Almost like in football, the linesmen, when they go along almost in synchronized fashion towards their other ends of the field. And this time the ball kids all split as one, went to their different sectors of the ground as well. As we have to try and protect some of the cameras from the water cannons as well. Water cannons, even while the players are about to get out, they're still having a last little sprinkle. And keeping the surface here at the Tauranga Hockey Centre nice and slick. A reminder to thank all our partners of the Ford NHL, for the naming rights sponsor of the Ford National Hockey League, the Tauranga City Council, TECT, Trillion Trust, Educare, Kookaburra, and of course Vantage, the principal partner of Hockey New Zealand. A big thank you to all the Ford NHL partners for making this last 9 days possible, and for making it possible to be able to bring you this coverage as well on the live streaming. Myself, Brenton Vinnisteroy, and Anita McLaren in commentary for this Women's K-Cup final. Second half about to get underway. North Harbour in a comfortable position, but plenty of time still for Northland to force their way back into the match. Will North Harbour be lifting the Women's K-Cup for the second straight year, or will Northland be lifting it for the first time? Harbour certainly not going to be giving up that cup without a fight, as they have the first use of possession in the Northland half. They go back to halfway just to reset, find out where the best space is, and Northland's coming with that press, making things difficult. Bit of a half press though, not the full commit. And now North Harbour with a reverse stick, entry into the circle, knocked away safely by Northland. The danger not completely cleared. Harbour with possession inside Northland territory, now trying to cross it, reverse stick, and that one not going to threaten the Harbour, Northland goal, going straight out. And now Northland can look to clear. Brooke Neal thinks about the overhead, then just goes with a shorter option to the Australian and Naomi Evans, who then loses possession. In fact, it was Ashley Malcolm, and now Harbour with it as they make their way to the right-hand flank. Moved into the circle, dangerous ball across into the middle, still danger not cleared. North Harbour with another opportunity here. One shot was blocked, and still with the ball inside the circle. Now this ball lifted, and that's going to be ruled dangerous, and Northland have a chance to clear, but quickly North Harbour can attack and just turn that transition into a dangerous raid so quickly.
Great to see the intent that Harbour have come out, even though they're 2-0 up, they're still fighting, they're still trying to get more goals on to secure this win. Northland, a little bit apprehensive, whether they've been a little bit apprehensive, but they just need to get the ball on their stick, get forward, link together, do what they've been doing, and those goals will fall for them.
So Harbour coming up with possession back in Northland territory once more, as Anita mentioned, looking for that third goal. So maybe put the game out of reach, even though still plenty of time remaining. It'll be a massive step towards back-to-back titles for North Harbour. Northland desperately need a goal to get back in this game. So here's some support for Harbour from the sidelines. A neutral game here, of course, in Mount Maunganui and Midlands country. Midlands, who to play in the 5th, 6th game earlier, taking that one out over Northland and Midlands, so 5th place for them. They were disappointed, both those sides, they didn't make it through the top 4. But the next best thing for Midlands was that 5th place. Now Harbour can't break through there as Northland intercept. But then Harbour unable to keep the ball going over the baseline. Northland will just change the point of attack if they can. Brooke Neal strides into a bit of space, rather fortuitously finds Eleganson. Eleganson reverse stick inside the circle. There was Northland players there, including one right in front of the keeper, but it goes to safety from a North Harbour perspective. North Harbour now able to clear, but that one almost collected us. Our commentary position, that overhead. I don't know if we've said something bad or what, but certainly that wasn't. I don't think we were the desired target. And now Northland trying to press high. Harbour pick their way through it. On the run go Harbour. Bit of space in this left-hand pocket. Tried to cut it through to the middle. Well trapped by Brooke Neal right in front of the keeper. Calmly done. Finds a teammate. Now Northland break. Over halfway. Guess who? Stacey Mickelson. Past one. Runs into another player. Tries to draw a free hit. That's good work by North Harbour, holding up one of the dangerous players in Stacey Mickelson. Then Mickelson tries to continue to go on her own. Can't beat another player. So North Harbour as a team do a great job in the end. Kate Ivory coming up with the ball for Harbour. Northland, though, back with it once more.
It was a great defence there by Harbour, just stopping Stacey Mickelson breaking through there and allowing her teammates to get in behind, and then Kate Ivory stepping up there to get that tackle. So great defence again from North Harbour.
Yeah, great teamwork as now Gomez and the Argentinian players tries to feed it to his teammate Sanguinetti. Sanguinetti does pick it up and shoots, save, and then the reverse stick wide.
Absolutely great save there from the keeper there. Argentinian, great skills to break inside there. Rare that she'd miss. Not sure the goalie even saw that. I didn't.
It happened so quickly. I knew it hit somewhere. I wasn't sure where. And it actually got a hand to it. The pad save. So great save by the keeper to just get the hand up quick enough. They were ready and waiting, the gloves, and they were needed. Another knock off the pad, I think, but that's going to be a free hit against Harbour. And the umpire wanting to have a quick word to one of the players as well. As Harbour looking for a third. And that was an important save for Northland to keep them in this game. As Harbour piling on the pressure once more now. They make their way through that Northland press inside the circle. Can they earn a free hit? No, they can't find a Northland foot. Now Brooke Neal with time just brings in the North Harbour player, then knocks it off the Harbour player. And it'll be a restart for Northland on the edge of their circle.
North Harbour's been building up some great attacks, as you can see. They're working really well as a unit to get inside that circle and putting Northland under the pressure.
Harbour, another opportunity here. Space on the edge of the circle to try and find a teammate. Unable to do so again. Brooke Neal, that last line of defence, as she's been so often for Northland today.
Yeah, Brooke Neal, she's a very solid defender back there, and she's one you want on her team. She's always cutting up those lines. She's doing the jobs, and it's great to see her stepping up here today in the final, and yeah, feeding off to Stacey Mickelson and then leading up here onto the field. So another opportunity here for Northland. Yeah,
Mickelson back with it in an advanced position, reverse stick, trying to find a teammate. Well blocked off by Northland. Was that ruled to be slightly dangerous? Elevated off Mickelson's stick. As Harbour will get the relieving free hit. Mickelson has been at the heart of so much for Northland. Hasn't been able to find that opening all the way through the circle. And to really trouble the North Harbour goalkeeper. Well taken down from that overhead. It's becoming more and more a feature of the women's game. We see it so often in the men's game. And top female players getting more proficient at it. As that ball gets a bit out of the way, but free hit to Northland. Eleganson to take the Mark Cromie Holden Northland captain. Now back to Brooke Neal. A searching ball across the turf. I think that almost went through a Northland player, so it was on target, just not controlled. And Harbour manages to break out of the press relatively comfortably. Back inside the defensive zone for Northland, but that ball had too much on it. Looking for the run of Sanguinetti. Argentinian players unable to get on the end of that one. And Brooke Neal will go with the overhead once more. Can't quite take that one down. That was going to be always difficult, but looking into the sun as well. And now North Harbour pouring forward once more. A good tussle with Ella Gunson. And Ella Gunson, I think, comes out on the top of that. But no, they rule it towards North Harbour. So good work by Ella Hyatt-Brown that time. Now opportunity right in front for Harbour, cleared by Northland. And Harbour are going to get possession back inside the free hit, just outside the circle of Northland. Now switching the point of attack, trying to go that right side, but again, just too much on it. Not quite having the link-up play they needed there. And Northland, one player has to skip to avoid that pass down this left-hand flank, which found its intended target. And a free hit earned. Now, Northland trying to get some numbers forward, trying to get on the end of it. Well defended by Northland, by Harbour, excuse me, and pretty sure that was Gomez, who's been just like Brooke Neal has been for Northland. Julia Gomez has been brilliant for Harbour, collecting those final passes and really denying Naomi Evans, Australian representative, who's had few chances for Northland. Now coming forward to take this is Misha Tatley. Tatley finds the stick of Stacey Mickelson, earns it, free hit from Gomez. Now inside the circle. Now does she have an opportunity? No, she can't score, but she earns a penalty corner. The next best thing. So they're going to have another PC. Northland. It was a decent effort last time around. This time with their third penalty corner, can they beat North Harbour and Brooke Roberts in goal?
You just saw Stacey Mickelson there with her amazing skills, being able to not only use brilliant drags, but she uses her 3D skills to get in behind, and the control that she has on all her skills and execution is amazing. And yep, she couldn't get the shot away, so you get the next best thing for your team, which is a penalty corner.
Stacey Mickelson to take. To the edge of the circle it goes. A bit of a variation of Brooke Neal third time round. It comes to nothing, but they earn another penalty corner, do they? Yes, they do. That's the answer. So again, unable to beat Brooke Roberts in the goal, but getting the next best thing, another penalty corner. And again, it'll be Stacey Mickelson to take. Fourth time around for Northland. Brooke Neal with a direct effort this time. Brooke Roberts was very much alive to it, going to that near post, that left-hand post as Northland look at it. And cleared by North Harbour. So great job by their defenders. And it's 4 from 4 they've defended now. And almost a missed trap by Harbour. It gives it straight to Northland, but then a free hit given away. And Harbour looking to just clear their lines and close this out to the end of the third quarter. Or do they want another one? Do they want to make this a bit safer for them? Get that third goal. Already we've seen a great save in the Northland goal to deny Harbour a third. That was Sanguinetti who was denied. Now that's a great block by Stacey Mickelson. Now she's in the most advanced position. One-on-one with the keeper. Coming out well and very brave as Brooke Roberts. Still a chance though for Northland. Or is it going to be a stroke, is it? Or is this another penalty corner? What's been awarded here? Couldn't quite see the umpire of the corner of my eye. I think it is going to be another penalty corner. But yeah, Stacey Mickelson, Brooke Roberts, very brave, just threw herself at the ball.
Yeah, you can see they've put Stacey Mickelson up front here. She did a great intercept and great run up here. Just couldn't get the shot away. Good by Brooke Roberts to come out. A little bit of a fall there. Stacey was a little bit hobbling after that, but I'm sure she'll be fine. She's got those knees strapped up because I think that she's been getting pushed over a few times this entire week. Yeah,
and there's just enough pressure as well from Julia Gomez as well. Julia Gomez doing enough work to deny Mickelson the shot earlier. Penalty corner coming, mistrapped at the top of the circle for Northland. They get another opportunity from Gunson, and it's found its way just wide. So North Harbour escape again. That 5 penalty corners they've managed to defend now.
Oh, just a little bit unfortunate there. You could see what that it looked like there was going to be a germ there from Allegunson to Brooke Neal, but the trap wasn't quite on target, and then you needed a really good trap up the top there. So Northland will be a little bit disappointed with the executions at penalty corners.
Yeah, now giving an opportunity for Harbour to break downfield. Over halfway they go. Then the ball was pulled back for a free hit just inside Harbour territory. They will work it out this right-hand side. Run it coming, but too much on it again. And so there's just short-term relief for North Harbour because Northland are back with it. And Brooke Neal in position. One of the trio of senior Blacksticks on this Northland side trying to win. Mark Cromie, Holden, Northland, it's maiden Women's K-Cup final. But it's all going North Harbour's way at the moment. They're defending the penalty corners well. They're scoring them from penalty corners. Both their goals have come from PCs. And now a free hit to Northland. They have a chance to bring numbers forward and running onto this. There's a lot of purpose. And Northland will look to cross this one into a dangerous area. That was Tiana Curry, one of the under-18 squad members in this Northland team. And now Allegunson, captain for Northland. Back to Curry. Now to Pilmer, another under-18 player. So plenty of youth amongst the senior trio of Blacksticks for Northland. But together unable to find an opening as of yet against this Tiger Turf North Harbour side. There's a nice little turn in midfield there. Unable to shake the defender though, so having to go back and find its way to the stick of Brooke Neal. Brooke Neal will open up play to the right to Curry. Curry will now look long. Taken down well by Northland. Can't find the return pass to a teammate though, but comes off a stick of a Harbour player. Northland still in position now at the stick of Stacey Mickelson. What can she do here? Anticipation certainly rises when you see the New Zealand captain on the ball. And now Mickelson earning a free hit, which just try and draw in an error from a North Harbour player. Gets into the circle, trying to find a foot. North Harbour do very well to just keep those feet out of trouble. And so danger cleared initially. And now with just seconds remaining in the quarter, time is running out for Northland. They're going to have to crash one into the circle here. And it comes eventually to a North Harbour stick, and they clear. And now North Harbour with potentially one last play to defend here. As Northland with the overhead doesn't find the mark. And that should do us for three-quarter time here. And that will do it. So North Harbour retaining that two-goal advantage. That lady scored both of them. Steph Dickens, Blackstick squad member. 2 goals from penalty corners. And those are the difference between these two sides. Still Tiger Turf North Harbour leading Mark Cromie, Holden, Northland 2-0. And I don't know if we get to the stage where the keeper's pulled, or is that the kind of tactics Northland have to go to? When do you make that change, Anita McLaren?
Yeah, I think if it stays like this towards the last 5 minutes of the quarter, you're going to see the goalie come off, even probably before that. But you see that they've put Stacey Mickelson up the front to get that, hopefully to get that goal. You've seen some opportunities. It just, again, it's not falling for Northland. They're doing the right things, but credit to North Harbour, the clinical, they're playing a really great team game. They're passing around Northland, and so, they deserve the 2-0 lead at the moment.
Yeah, Northland huddle there. You're seeing words from Angeline Waitford trying to encourage Northland to give that last little bit of extra effort. It's energy sapping conditions out there. Very sunny, hot day. Northland still have a lot of work ahead of them. Been unable to break down what's been a very resolute North Harbour defence. There's the Harbour huddle. The whiteboard's out, talking tactics on the turf there. Just obstructed behind the Harbour players, and just standing up now, Sam Bartholomew, the coach of the Tiger Turf North Harbour women, who of course are the defending champions They are now looking for their 5th title, the Women's K-Cup title in the Ford National Hockey League. And they're just 15 minutes away now, North Harbour. 15 more minutes for Northland to find a bit of magic. They need 2 goals to force a shootout. Haven't seen a shootout over the 2 days of competition here on the Port turf, the beach turf next door. Penalty shootout aplenty. We saw one finish up just moments before this with Southern taking out Central, and I think the 5th, 6th playoff in the men's Challenge Shield. But Southern getting the 5th place over Central in a shootout. Northland going to need something special to get it here. Well, it's a good start for them because they've just earned a penalty corner in the opening seconds of the 4th quarter. Now, can they get it right, Northland?
Yeah, there's great patience there and a great start there for Northland. You saw, I think it was Ashley Malcolm who was on the ball. Great wee turn, patience there and onto a Harbour foot. So Northland, perfect start for them for this last quarter.
Yeah, this is what they need. They need an early goal. That will start the nerves to get a bit more frayed in the Northland team if it's only a 1-goal advantage rather than 2. Brooke Neal this time. It's blocked. It's going to be another penalty corner. As one of the runners got out there. Strong effort by Harbour. They've done a great job defending these penalty corners. I think that's 6 now they've defended. Mickelson will try again. Trapped well by Gunson. And this time just wide. So the effort again by Brooke Neal. We'll catch a replay of this one. And you'll see right there, 14 traps Gunson. There goes 15, Brooke Neal. There's a player on the post as well, ready to be called on if needed, but wasn't needed. Man, great job, Harbour, but Northland just failing to execute to the standards they would expect as well from those 3 players.
Yeah, it's amazing defence there by North Harbour. It's exactly what you want. The players are putting their bodies on the lines, they're getting out, they're running the structure. So the coach will be pretty happy there. And yeah, Northland, you'll be a little bit disappointed that you haven't managed to execute something from how many they've had. But, you know, credit to Harbour here, they're defending really well. Yeah,
they certainly have been defending well as a team. Brooke Roberts marshalling that defence wonderfully well from the goal as well of the North Harbour side. Now crossing over, trying to get an opportunity with Northland, but they cough it up. So now Harbour have the ball back at their stick once more. And time to just take more time off the clock. Now go, well, attempted overhead. It's mishit, but then Northland failed to trap it, so it turned out very well for Harbour. Wasn't the intended result, but worked out all right. But then they give it up. Free hit to Northland, but then it's a poor ball. But then it flicks up and almost goes to a stick of Northland, and it does in fact. So now free hit to Northland. Gunson trying to do a 1-2 with Mickelson. Mickelson well dealt with and had 3 players swarming around her, and now Harbour can pull players forward. Can they seal this with a 3rd here, North Harbour? Into the circle they go. Can they get a foot here? Lovely reverse stick. There's a player waiting on the back post, but possibly needed to be on their feet because when they were diving, I was in danger of getting a full face with that ball there as it came storming across. It was saved, so deflection from the keeper. Well done, keeper there, and Nicola Howes made a couple of big saves in the second half. First, I think both actually from Sanguinetti. Luli Sanguinetti, the Argentinian guest player, number 15 for Tiger Turf North Harbour. As Northland on defence now, defensive duties, they have to make sure they stick to their task. Back here, they can't afford to concede another one. If that has somehow come out on top, as North Harbour going to work once more. Now the stick of Ella Hyatt-Brown. These 2 sides met on the first day of top 4 pool play. Harbour won that match 3-1. Harbour the defending champions, so I think would start as favourites, but Northland with that trio of senior Black Sticks, you certainly can't count them out. One of them now, their captain, Ella Gunson. She just loses the dribble though, and now Harbour able to come back down the other end. A chance potentially here for Harbour, going inside the circle for Northland. Good work defensively by Northland. It goes out for a long corner. There's Kirsten Pearce looking along that baseline. She'll look to make a nuisance of herself, the Black Sticks representative. And now good work by Harbour as they continue to harass Northland inside their circle.
The great wee run there from Claudia Hannum coming from a half along that baseline. Just unlucky there not to find the player in front of the goal there, but great wee run there from Claudia Hannum.
Harbour still with it. And able to just take crucial time off the clock here. Gomez switching the play to the right. Dickens, who looks long. And that goes over the baseline. So now Northland with the ball back at their stick. But Harbour will continue to press. And geez, going right in front of goal. Harbour almost got a stick to that. And then they give it away. So dicing with death there a bit, Northland, but doing everything they can to just keep hold of possession. They know that possession is key in these moments. Now North Harbour with an opportunity in front of goal. Northland defence gets there just in the nick of time to steal it from the stick of Northland. Oh, from the stick of North Harbour, excuse me. And now Harbour back with it. And Brooke Neal will look to clear. Only as far as the corner now. And unable to control on the edge of their circle of Northland. And now Harbour streaming forward once more. But then they give up the free hit. Brooke Neal looking for options left and right. Eventually gets one. And now the numbers pour forward for Northland. Over halfway. Now they quickly turn defence into attack. Nice lead runner there. Patience called out from the Northland bench. I think the same applies for North Harbour as well. Don't be over-eager with how you try and defend these. Free hit given away by Northland. Umpire rules dangerous there. As that ball was lifted from Alicia Donovan, another of the young players in the Northland side. She manages to win it back to Donovan, but illegally done, say the umpires. And so North Harbour knock it back down the other end to safety. That's where they want to play the game for the final 8 minutes of this Women's K-Cup final. There's Northland clear towards halfway, unable to find an intended target though, and Catherine Henry will get us back underway for Harbour. Comes off a Northland player, a Northland stick, and they now break, and pretty sure Stacey Mickelson who came up with that block and now finds a teammate. Not quite enough on the pass though, and is intercepted by Harbour. Another good interception by Harbour. That's back-to-back telling interceptions from attempted Stacey Mickelson passes. Now Northland try to get back on the end of it. Northland try and switch the attack, but Harbour again harassing the Northland players and their playmakers in particular, giving them very little time to make decisions. Northland on the edge of the 22, trying to get in that defensive zone of Harbour once more. Northland having to get round those front defenders from Harbour as well, who the forwards are doing a lot of work, making life difficult, and that work almost comes up with a mistake. Rather fortuitously stays with Northland. And we're now back in that Harbour defensive zone. Ball inside the circle and a PC. Penalty corner awarded. Wow, you've got to say, good patience from Northland that time. It took them a while to get into the circle, but they didn't go with the crash ball, and then when they got there, they got the PC.
It was great by Northland to keep fighting there, keep being patient and working that penalty corner. North Harbour were really breaking, getting those intercepts and just stopping their flow. So credit to Harbour for that, but Northland kept at it, and that's what they need to do to get back into this match.
So can they get this right? The 6th or 7th PC. Lost count now for Northland. Stacey Mickelson to take. Trapped cleanly at the top of the corner. Brooknell this time going for the far post and trying to find that Northland player sliding in, but didn't quite get there in time. It goes wide. And again, Harbour able to defend that and then looking for that lead runner. Can't find them. There's space there for Harbour to run into. Northland obviously committed so many players for the penalty corner, but unable to punish on the break. Harbour. Another let off though. They've certainly had their fair share of penalty corners, more than double the amount of penalty corners that Harbour's had. Harbour, though, the big difference, and that'll be their most important stat from this. Harbour converted 2 of their penalty corners. Northland, as of this stage, none. There's Harbour back with it, back inside Northland territory. And this is where they want to be. This is where they want to play the game. Well controlled by Northland, and then they earn a free hit as well, and a chance to clear.
Brooknell just showing her experience there, just making it a great trap there, making sure it doesn't hit her foot and just putting it onto the Harbour foot, so she got herself a free hit to clear the ball out. But one thing I've been really impressed with is how urgent and the execution that North Harbour have had. They have come out firing in this last quarter, and that's what they need to have and what you need to do to win finals.
Yeah, certainly not dwelling on that and resting on their laurels with that 2-goal advantage. They've been trying to harass every Northland player whenever the ball's been in their vicinity. Really worked hard, have North Harbour.
Yeah, we're coming into the last 5 minutes now, so will we see the goalie be taken off? Or,
Yeah.
They need to win this game here, so is that something that you need to do to be able to get an extra player up the field so that you can start getting those goal-scoring opportunities?
Well, you'd think so. Northland's got to make that change at some stage. Time is ticking away. They haven't been able to score with the even amount of 10 outfield players each. What if they put 11 on 10? Will that make a difference? Well, watch out for that to see if the keeper is going to be pulled. As time is fast running out for the Mark Cromie Holden Northland side.
So North Harbour here just need to make sure that they keep really cool-headed, keep playing to their structures and keep doing what they've been doing to not allow Northland back into this game.
Northland, a bit of space down this left flank now to play into. Maybe Northland decide, well, if we can pick a goal here, we don't need to pull the keeper, but as the time is running out, you can't wait too long to make that decision. We just saw in the men's bronze medal match that Capital had a lot of success when they pulled their keeper, able to score a couple of goals. But you don't want to leave it too late. You want to give the team a chance to make the most of that numerical advantage. As Harbour come up with a turnover. And they'll take their time with every free hit now. As you can see, the Northland keeper has got a glimpse of the Northland keeper, and Nicola Howes is still in goal. So haven't made that decision yet, Northland. Maybe they think they can just do it 10 on 10, but I think it's too much of a risk pulling the keeper, but got nothing to lose at this stage, I would have thought.
Exactly. If you lose 2-0, 5-0, you still lose at these things. There's no goal difference that count to win this game. So, you've just got to do anything you can to get those goals. And if that means taking off your goalie, and you it's a risk, but it's one that may pay off, which you've seen in other games.
As a Harbour player goes down, appealing for a penalty corner or some kind of assistance. Nothing given. Harbour, though, still with it. And this, as I've mentioned a few times, this is where they want to be. And even that, not finding a player, still not the worst result. Takes more time off the clock. And now Northland having to go right down the other end of the field and try and find something. Good tackle by Harbour just outside the circle. This time coming up with the free hit against them, the foul. So Northland, Stacey Mickelson, what can she create? Great tackle. I'm pretty sure that was Gomez involved again there. Harbour doing well to deny Northland, but not this time. Brooke Neal comes straight through the middle, finds Stacey Mickelson. Mickelson again held up, but illegally so, says the umpire. Now into the circle. She tried to find a foot, and then it went through legs, and then they are going to say a penalty corner. Not quite sure how they got that. Mickelson certainly was looking for legs. I thought got nothing, but the umpires saw something. No, I didn't. Another penalty corner for Northland. Can they finally make them pay? Liv Crum coming from the bench to give instructions from Angeline Waitford, coach of the Mark Cromie Holden Northland women. That's the Tiger Turf North Harbour women who are holding on here in this K-Cup final. North Harbour looking to go back-to-back. Can they hold out Northland here with one of their last throws of the dice? And just going wide. Was that Gunson this time with the opportunity? And that's at least 3 or 4 just wide from penalty corners we've called. It just hasn't been Northland's day.
No, it was great there by Ella Gunson to get a shot away. Not quite on target, so she'll be a bit disappointed there, but it was a slight miss pull, so it's good to get something going kind of towards goal. But, yeah, again, it's just not falling for Northland here, and, you know, with nearly less than a minute to go, they've got a very tough battle on their hands.
Yeah, time very much against them now. North Harbour just looking to close this one out. Great crowd in attendance here at the Tauranga Hockey Centre. Beautiful conditions for hockey in Mount Maunganui. As Northland finding a bit of space. They can get something here. They still have time, but unable to control on the sideline. So now North Harbour will go with the overhead. It's cut out. It went straight out, I think. So now Northland can go on attack once more. Less than 30 seconds remain, though. Is this just going to be a consolation if they can get something? Can they finally break this Harbour defence, which has been outstanding this afternoon? They have denied Northland more than half a dozen times from penalty corners. 7 or 8 it was for Northland. Unable to find the back of the net, way past Brooke Roberts in the Harbour goal. And Harbour now just seconds away. Harbour clear, and that's it. The Tiger Turf North Harbour women are back-to-back champions in the Ford National Hockey League. They have beaten Mark Cromie Holden Northland 2-0. Steph Dickens, the hero, the black stick for North Harbour. 2-0. They will lift the K-Cup for the second year in a row. And what a fine performance, and they deserve to celebrate. And you've got to say, a lot of credit goes to the defence because they were outstanding.
Yeah, today North Harbour were the team in form. They really deserved that win. You know, the first 2 goals, great by Steph Dickens to secure those and execute those goals. And, you know, they just stepped up the entire time. Their defence was amazing. They shut down key players in the Northland side. Also, credit to Northland, they did have their opportunities. A great experience for those younger girls coming through to play with such quality players and against other quality players. So credit to Northland, they deserved to be in that final and they did a great job. But North Harbour on the day, they're the champions here.
Yeah, Northland so desperate with Stacey Mickelson, Ella Gunson and Brooke Neal to deliver that maiden National League title for Northland, but not to be for the Northland women. And North Harbour duly celebrate back-to-back champions in the Women's K-Cup. Shortly we will go sideline for Nigel Gregory for post-game interviews, and we'll have the full post-game presentation. We'll also have the bronze medals dished out. They were earlier won by the Canterbury Cats over the John Turkington Forestry Central Mystics. But we will also hear from these two sides who have played out a thrilling contest as well, as we stand by, have Nigel Gregory sideline. But what a performance by North Harbour as they come out on top. 2 goals to Steph Dickens, member of that Black Stick squad at the Oceania Cup. They had only 3 penalty corners. They scored twice, as we have a chance to see the replays of those as well. This is the first one. Well executed. Couldn't quite get to it, unfortunately. Nicola Howes to a stick side. And from that, North Harbour were in the ascendancy. And then Their next penalty corner, pretty much a repeat, not quite as well executed. Shot from Dickens, but still it's found its way into the back of the net. And North Harbour 2-0. And then from that moment on, boy, did they defend well. And Brooke Roberts marshalled her defenders spectacularly. And we're not going to have interviews at this stage. We'll have them in the post-match presentation. Nigel Gregory will have that for us. So before we go down to him, just final thoughts from you, Anita McLaren, on this women's final. Thrillingly contested final and game where Harbour in the end have come out on top and are back-to-back champions in the Women's K-Cup.
Yeah, it was an exciting game there for the spectators. Unfortunately, not Northland's day today, but North Harbour, they were outstanding. They really stepped up today. They had a great team performance. Not one single person shone because the entire team stepped up and played such a great team game, and that's what you want to see, and that's how you win finals. So congratulations to North Harbour, back-to-back, something to be super proud of, and, you know, consolation to Northland. They deserved to be in that final, and they really put up a good fight. Just wasn't their day, it didn't fall for them, but again, they were really exciting, and it's so great to see such a great performance out here on the turf for New Zealand hockey.
Yeah, so Dickens, a member of the Black Sticks, as I mentioned. Kirsten Pearce will also be celebrating with North Harbour. We mentioned the Northland Black Sticks as well, and also the internationals from Argentina who played a big role in the game. Luli Sanguinetti and also Julia Gomez, the two Argentinians in the North Harbour side, are celebrating a National Hockey League title here at Mount Maunganui as well. In the Women's K-Cup, they have taken it out for the second year running. That is now the 5th title for the Tiger Turf North Harbour women. So congratulations for them. As you can see, the officials are getting ready with the post-match presentations. The medals are out. The trophies are in readiness. The Women's K-Cup there, ready to be handed out to the North Harbour women as well. And congratulations for them for coming out on top of this. The Mark Cromie Motor Group Northland side, led by Ella Gunson, they will have to settle for the silver. And earlier today, this morning in fact, we had the Canterbury Cats came out on top of the bronze medal match, so they will be presented with the bronze medal, beating John Turkington Forestry Central Mystics in that bronze medal match. So Central forced to settle for 4th here at this Ford National Hockey League. And another big thank you to our Ford NHL partners for the naming rights sponsor of the Ford National Hockey League, the Tauranga City Council, Tect, Trillion Trust, Educare, Kookaburra and Vantage, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand. As we get ready for presentation here and we prepare to go down to the turf to Nigel Gregory.
Kia ora katoa, no mai, haere mai, and welcome to Tauranga Moana. My name's Stacey Mickelson from Tauranga, and here on behalf of Hockey New Zealand as we celebrate the culmination of the women's side of the draw, the 2019 Ford National Hockey League. I'd like to invite from Tauranga our wizard, the mayor, Mr. Greg Brown, to speak a few words. Thank you. It will be a few words too, because a good speaker was short, but I just want to welcome everybody here for the Ford National Hockey League. It's an honour to be able to host you in our fine city. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, gone to the beach, walked around Harbour or Harbour, and I understand there are teams from as far afield as the South Island and even that other island, Tasmania. So welcome to the all, and congratulations on thank you. Thank you very much, Greg Brown, as Mayor of Tauranga. Our first award that we will present today will be presented by Stacey Mickelson, and this is the Pritchard Cup, which goes to the top umpire for the tournament, and we must offer our congratulations to them. I noticed that to someone we said today that they hadn't noticed the umpires, and that's a compliment to the style that they're running these games. And umpires, of course, during the course of the week, they question your eyesight, your fitness and your sanity, but you performed a fantastic task. We really do appreciate what you've done. And if Jackie Thomason could present the award for Judge Cup to our umpire of the tournament, to Lani Jackman. Our next award is for the Ford Top Goal Scorer and will be presented by Mr. Russell Peterson, the CEO of the Ultimate Motor Group, and of course Ford National Hockey League sponsors. And that award goes to Gemma McCall from Bailey's Midlands. The next award is the Ford MVP Trophy, again to be presented by Mr. Russell Peterson, and that goes to Stephanie Dickens from Harbour. Now for the medals to our winning teams this week, and the bronze medals will be presented by Mr. Ian Francis, the CEO, and he will present those bronze medals to the Canterbury Cats. While Ian is handing those out, the silver medals will be handed out by good Northland boy, Mr. Alan Lynch of Edgecare, and those go to Mark Cromie Motor Group, Northland. And now gold medal time, and our winners of the 2019 Ford National Hockey League, presented by our Mayor, Mr. Greg Brown. The award for the gold medal goes to Tiger Tour, North Harbour. Thank you, one job, Ellie. No, you're not going to stop for a chance. While the medals are being handed out, I wonder if I could ask please the captain of Mark from Group Northland to come up and say a few words, please.
Very close and all the final stages, so well done to all the other teams. Harbour, well done on your win today. You all played very well today. You were definitely the better team today, so congratulations on your win. And to the Northland girls, obviously our management team, you've been incredible this week, and we haven't had to worry about a thing or lift a finger. We're very spoiled, and you just want us to do the work on the field, so you made it very easy to do that. And lastly, to the girls, to the Northland battlers, as we call ourselves, we scrapped our way through the tournament and we played really well, and we fought to the very end, but it wasn't our year. But I'm very proud of you all, and well done, I've had a great week with you.
Thank you very much. And now the presentation of the K Cup for the winners of the 2019 Ford National Hockey League to be presented by Mr. Neil Edmondson, the President of Hockey New Zealand, and he will award this to Tiger Turn North Harbour. And I'll just ask the North Harbour captain to come forward and have a few words. Captain.
I'd just like to say thank you very much to Hockey New Zealand and Tauranga Hockey for putting on such an awesome tournament. Like Alan mentioned, the sun's been awesome down here and we've loved being down by the beachside. Thank you to all the officials who did an amazing job throughout the week, and we really appreciate the role that you play on the turf. And all the other teams, especially the Northland as well, you put a hard fight out there and you made us catch our tails a bit today, so thank you very much for the competition. To our management, thank you very much. You're always onto it. You always do such a superb group for this job, and we just don't have to worry about a thing. To all our supporters, thank you very much for making the trip down. We really appreciate you here cheering us on. And most importantly to the girls, we've made history, gone back to back, and it's just going to be a great celebration. And good luck to our Bulls taking on Northland in the final today.
And that is the official part of this ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to the men's final shortly.
Hockey New Zealand's coverage of the Ford National Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Ford New Zealand in association with our hosts Tauranga Hockey and the Tauranga City Council, and thanks to key partners Tect, Trillion Trust, Educare, and Vantage Windows and Doors, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand.